Year 3, welcome to your maths video for Monday the 1st of June. Okay, so for today's video you're going to need your mathematics pack, making sure it's got the correct date at the top. Okay, so we're going to be looking at addition today. We're going to start with some mental strategies and then we're going to go on to the column method. Okay, so on the board we've got some language for addition. So whenever you come across some problem solving questions, some word problems, these are the words to look out for that tells you it's an addition sum. So we've got add, more, plus, increase, because when we add the number goes up, total, sum and all together. Okay, so looking at your pack, if you turn to the first page, you will notice at the very top it's got a green mild chilli. Okay, so if you're in Mr. Griffin's or Miss Petite's set, you might want to start on this page and that'll get you warmed up nice and gently. If you struggle, don't worry, just try your best and you don't need to move on. Okay, so you only need to complete one sheet today. Turning over then, we've got orange chilli, which is a medium chilli. So if you're in my set, you're definitely going to start here. Same with Miss Page's, you can start here too. Or if you're feeling really confident and you're in Miss Page's set, you may want to go straight to the hot chilli. I would probably though start with the medium, see how you get on, and then work your way up to the hot chilli because there aren't that much on there. So you'll probably speed through them really, really quickly. Right then, so let's start with some mental strategies. So some of you have got sums which look like this. So you've got the dice with the spots on. Now, normally when we're counting in our head, we haven't got pictures to help us. So we're starting really easy here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spots on that one. So we've got 4, add 2. Okay, so I've counted my 4 spots. I don't need to count them again. I'm going to count on. So 4 in my head, 5, 6. Really simple. And on this one, I'm counting 2s, 2, 4, 6. I've got 6 there. And I bet you know what that one is without counting. I'm adding 5. So I've got 6 plus 5. So again, start with 6 and count on 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we are. So some of you, if you've got the mild sheet, have got sums like this. Okay, you might want to cross off the spots as you're counting them. That might help you. Okay. And some of you, I've got sums which look like this. So you've got some spots on the dice and then you've got the numbers. So the first one is 28 plus 6. Okay, so like before, I start with the biggest number. So I know 28 is greater than 6. I'm going to put 28 in my head and I'm going to use the spots to help me to count on. So 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So I'll pop my answer there. Okay, the next one, I've got 2 plus 36. Now, 2 is my first number, but it'd be really silly to count on 36 more. Okay, remember, we put the biggest number in our head and that will make it easier to work out the answer. So 36, 37, 38. Okay, so those are quite easy, so that should warm you up nice. And then you'll move on to sums like this. Okay, so these are part-whole models. So you've got to combine the two numbers, okay, like the circles joined together, and you've got to add them to find the total. So on this one, I've got 9 plus 6. So again, biggest number in my head, which is 9, and then I'm going to add 6 more. So I'm going to get my 6 fingers. So 9, count on 10. Oh, I've got 10. Add 5, I bet you know that without counting. 10 and 5, what does that make? So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Is that what you got? I hope so. So you'll write the answer in the circle. Okay, the next one, I've got 118 plus 5. Okay, so the biggest number in my head, 118, add 5, so 119, 120. Oh look, I've got 3 more, 120, add 3 is 121, 122, 123. And I'll pop that in my circle. Okay, once you've done that, we're going move on to the column method. So here I've got 42 plus 23. So I've got bigger numbers, and that's when we use the column method. When we are dealing with bigger numbers, obviously it takes a long time to count on our fingers, so we use the written method of column. Okay, so I've got 2-digit numbers, so I've got my tens and I've got my ones. So I've got 4 tens and 2 ones in 42, and I've got 2 tens and 3 ones in 23. Must remember to put my add sign to show what operation we're doing. And then we get our ruler. If it works, let's try again. And we draw our lines, and that looks like an equal sign because that's where we put the answer. Okay, so I've got 2 add 3, but we know start with 3, 4, 5. Okay, 4 add 2, we know is 6. So my answer is 65. Okay, going on to the next one then, I've got 124, so I've got a 3-digit number, plus 64. So this time I'm going to write my columns. I've got hundreds, tens, and I've got ones. So I've got 124, and I am adding 64. Now 64 is a 2-digit number, so I've got my tens, and I've got my ones. So I'm going to write my 6 in my tens column because it's 60, and I've got 4 there. This part is really important, making sure your columns are lined up. If I'd have put my 6 there, it would have made my answer 600 and 100. So it's making sure you're in the right columns. Remember your add sign, get your ruler. Okay, 4 add 4. My double 4 is 8. Okay, 6 add 2, because remember, biggest number first is 6, 7, 8. And then I've got 1 in my hundreds column. I'm adding nothing here, so my answer is going to be 1. Okay, you must remember to bring that 1 down and not just ignore it because I'm not adding anything. Okay, and the next one, I've got 29 add 17. So I've got my tens and my ones again. So 29, 17 underneath. It's lined up correctly in the right column. I'm going to pop my lines. 9 add 7, I know is 16. Okay, so 7 fingers 9, 10, 6 more, so 16. So I'm going to pop my 6, and I'm going to carry my 1. Now you've done this before, so you remember, you put your 6 there, you go over to the next column and put your 1. Okay, so and then we've got 2 add 1 is 3. Add the 1, I'm going to cross it out so I remember I've done it, is 4. So my answer is 46. So remember, it's really important you add the 1 you've carried. Okay, we're going to try one more of those because I know you've done them all before, and if you want to have another look you can replay some of the video. So we've got 109 add 498. So when I'm doing the column method, you'll know this, we always start at the ones. So I've got 9 add 8. So put 9 in my head, get my 8 fingers. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I'll put my 7, I'll carry my 1. So remember, I go over to the next column, carry my 1. 9 add 0 is 9. Add the 1 is 10. So I pop my 0 and I carry my 1. Just look, I crossed it out because I added it, so it reminded me I've added it already. 4 add 1 is 5. Add the 1 is 6. So my answer would be 607. Okay, so top tips for column method, you always start at the ones. Okay, and then when you've carried the number, you're carrying it in the next column and you cross it out when you've added it. Good luck!